What's happening, everybody? Hope y'all having a good morning. Let's talk about this today. 80%. That's right, 80%. You see, all too often we get caught up in the planning process and we get caught up in analysis, paralysis, and excuse-itis, right? We think it's not perfect. We think because it's not 100%, that we got to keep going, that we got to keep trying to find a way, that we got to keep breaking our backs and trying to force it. I'll have you consider this. That ain't true. Because here's the thing. Every single plan that we develop, that anybody develops, not every single plan sounds good on paper. But a lot of things, they sound good on paper, right? They sound good on paper, and then what happens when you start implementing it, when you start taking action and moving forward? That's right. It ain't so perfect, right? We have to course correct. We have to adjust on the fly. Things go sideways. Things go south, right? So here's why 80% is so important. It stops you from getting caught up in analysis paralysis. It stops you from getting caught up in excuse-itis. You make your plans, you chart your path, 80%. You leave 20% margin, right? That way, when things aren't going your way, or when things, they start falling apart, or they go sideways, or there's a roadblock or something, you're not so defeated. You left that margin for error, right? If you really want to get in depth with it, take that 20% and start planning for what could go wrong, so you can be flexible on the fly. Or don't plan for that 20% that could go wrong. Still, you're flexible, right? You're not committed to, this is the way it has to be. This is the way that it has to be. I planned this out. It has to go like this, right? Saves you all of that stress, saves you all that headache, saves you all that frustration. Keeps you flexible, keeps you adaptable, right? So consider this as you're planning, as you're strategizing, as you're doing your thing. Consider only planning. Consider following the 80% rule, right? 80% is good enough. I know I've got beef with saying good enough sometimes, but here's the thing. It's good enough because you know it's going to change on the fly. You know that there's going to be roadblocks. You know there's going to be hurdles, right? Plan for that 80%. Stay flexible. Stay adaptable. You're not going to let stuff derail you as quick and easy. And that's what I got. What other planning tips do you have? Let me know. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what works for you. Some things that you found that work for planning. Right? Strategic planning is a big part of life. It's something that we all need to do. So drop your feedback down below. I want to hear from you guys. I hope you all have an awesome day. Cheers.